Hello and welcome. This is Judy Gunn here from Safety Bay in Australia, and tonight is our day 2 session, and we're going to be talking about how you can fit your Forex trading into your busy lifestyle. So I've got a little exercise to do, and I'm going to share my screen and show you how to do it. Let me just go here and share and then put this one up. Here we go. So I'll just put that down out of the way, and we'll have this up here. You can see my little duckies. I'll just make this a bit bigger here. So when we're talking about fitting your trading into your lifestyle, there's the way I did this, and you can do this. I just started doing this here to show you, but you can do this on a piece of paper if you want to. So you set it up so you have, see, I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then I've got times down here on the side. Now you can put whatever times you like, and then in the days in here you start to fit in what is going on with your life. So for me, I just started to put a few things that I watch for trading. But for you, if you've got children and you're taking them to school, you put down the time here that you need to get them ready and take them to school. So it might be, I don't know what time they start school, it might be like 8:30 till 9:30, or you might need 7 in the morning to get them breakfast and get them ready and get them off to school, so it might be a couple of hours. So whatever that time is, you need to block that out in here. So I'm just going to colour this in, so you can go like this and colour it in. So you could have like a green. So every time you might have that green, and you could type in there children breakfast and take to school. I'll just format these cells. Oh, and the guys, you came back. Just going to wrap that text. So I was just explaining, Nagosa, with this form that I've just done this on an Excel spreadsheet. You can do this on a piece of paper and draw it up and put days, Monday to Sunday, and your times down the side. So I was just doing some examples here. So say if you've got children, Monday, say 7 till 9, that time might be taken up for you to get the children breakfast and take them to school. So those 2 hours every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, that's what you do. So you could copy those 2 and you can put them in for, where are we? Yeah. Put them in for each day, so that time's taken up. And then you might have somewhere in the afternoon where you pick the children up, so you would have that time blocked out. And then in the middle of that, you would have something else. So you need to think about all the things that you do, for your family. So it would be, just trying to think, when I had my children at home, and not everyone they take the children off to school and then they go to work. So you might have work from, say, 9 till 5, whatever, so you need to block that out. And then you get back home at night time, and you might have, say, I don't know what time, say 6 till evening meal and family time. So you might have that there, and you might have that from, say, 6 till, I think that's Charles just trying to get in. Just bear with me a minute and I'll say to him yes. Yes. Okay, sorry about that. I'll just take that away. So your evening meal, so this one here might take up 6 to 8, so we could make that another colour. We could make it like, I don't know, yellow. And so you might have that going all the way across here, Saturday and Sunday as well. So you need to block all of that out. And so that's that time. Then you put in everything else you do. Like, for instance, on a Saturday, you might have a time in the morning where the children go to sports. So you would block that time out. You might have a time on a Sunday where you maybe go to church or you go somewhere. So all the activities that you do during your week, you put them in here and you fill out the times for them. See, I've got the Dream Team meeting is on a Thursday for me because I'm in Australia. So it's a Thursday morning. It starts at 9 and I usually allow a couple of hours, so 9 till 11. So I block out that time. And in the morning we have Traders in Training. That's a couple of hours. So I block those times out. And I'm going to update mine because I've been changing the different things that I've been doing. But the idea is to, before you put anything in for trading, you fill out this whole sheet here, and you can make it as big, as fancy or whatever, or you can just have it on a piece of paper. It's a bit like when you go to school, you have a timetable. I found this really, really helpful when I was working full-time and I was doing, doing things online and having to fit everything in, because you can come and sit in front of the computer and waste a whole lot of time just going through your Facebook feed, which isn't very productive. So this way to do this, and you have this up, and then the idea to have this set up, then when you have people saying, oh, what are you doing? Oh, Wednesday night, we've got something, can you come over? You can say, oh, no, I'm working. And they go, what do you mean you're working? Oh, I've got this little part-time thing going. You need to have things in your mind that you can say to people who want you to always be where they are. People want you, they want you to come over for coffee and come over for tea and let's go out and do things like that. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But if you're committed to building your business and learning how to trade Forex, you have to put the time into it. And it doesn't mean you have to spend hours and hours every day. You can do this by just maybe an hour a day or a couple of hours a day. If you've got children, you might be able to do it at night time after they've gone to bed. You can put a couple of hours in there. If you have lunch, a lunch hour at work, you might be able to do something in that lunch hour. And that could be something like on your phone watching a video. The IML TV videos go for an hour. You could watch one of those during your lunch or do half of it. Or you could watch some, listen to some personal development things on your phone. If you're travelling to and from work on the train or in a car, you might be able to listen to audios. So there's lots of things that you can do while you're doing other things that you say, okay, I'm going to do 2 hours of personal development this week. So you work out what those personal development things will be, and then you schedule them in here. And you might say, okay, on a Tuesday night, after the kids are in bed at 8 o'clock, I'm going to have personal development. And I'm going to spend, say, 8 till 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. I'm going to do 8 till 9. I'm going to do personal development there. And I'm going to do that 2 times a week. So you might do it here in the morning. We'll give that a colour. I'll give it a blue colour. So you might do it here. And then you might say, okay, I'm going to do it 2 times a week. We might do it on, say you might have Saturday. You might have some time on Saturday morning, say from here to here. So you could do it in there. So you're blocking out those times for things to do towards your business, marking up your charts, for instance, attending a session like you're doing at the moment. All those things. But before you put any of that in, you need to put your life in first. So however you manage your life and what you do on a daily basis, that goes in here first. So you put down all the times that you do things. You might just have a Saturday afternoon is going out with friends, personal time or whatever it is. Put it in here. And if that's your personal time, one of the things I learned was one of the programs I was doing, and I was actually teaching people it as well. You're working really hard and you're trying to better yourself and you're trying to learn a new skill and you're putting these things in place so that it's going to work. Because if you don't organise this and put these things in place, you're going to do it for a little while and then you're going to stop because it's just going to be too confusing and too hard, and then you'll feel like you're behind and you haven't caught up. All that sort of stuff goes through your mind. But in your week, when you've done these things in your week, you have to reward yourself. You must always reward yourself with something. Now, to reward yourself, I found this really difficult when we were doing this years ago because I never really thought, oh, don't worry about it, I just do it. It's a very important step to reward yourself when you've done your work. So you might say, okay, well, I want to be able to get my trading plan in place or mark up my chart. I'm going to give myself 3 weeks to learn it or a month to learn it. So when you start and you place it all into your worksheet here and you allow times specifically to learn that, and then say you say, in a month I'm going to be able to do it. Well, at the end of the month, when you've done that, then you need to go and reward yourself, and you reward yourself with something that makes you happy. Now, it could be, you don't have to go and spend money. It could be like, I'm going to ring up my girlfriends and we're going to go out for dinner, or we're going to have lunch in the park, or we're going to go for a walk, or we're just going to sit out in the sun. You have to reward yourself so that you feel happy, and that's looking after your soul as well as your intuition and that little person inside. Personal development is very, very important, especially now that you're learning to trade. So you must make time for it in the week. And if you can't make it twice a week, make it once. Put it somewhere. So we haven't got anybody here that can actually talk to me and tell me what they do, so I can help you put it in somewhere. Nagoza, I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself and speak to me. Maybe I can help you with some of the things you're doing. So this is really an interactive exercise, and I'm hoping that when people see the recording that they will put this in place, and when we come back tomorrow night that we can share that with each other and talk about it and find ways to put all this in. And I know when I first started doing things online, I said, oh, look, I'm really busy, I don't have time. Once I did this and filled it all out, I put my life in first. That's what I do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. These are all the things I do every week. And then I might have a weekend where I do nothing and I have it off in the month. I put it all in there. That's my life. And then I looked to see how much time I had left. And I was amazed at how much extra time I had. We have in our mind we don't have enough time, but we do. And when you do this exercise, even if you just have it on a piece of paper and carry it within your bag and look at it all the time, okay, what am I doing today? Okay, I'm going to do this and this and this, and make sure you do it. You've got the time allocated for it. And if someone says, oh, like we have a weekly meeting that's on, it's Wednesday nights actually for people in America, but here in Australia it's a Thursday morning. I don't work, I'm home, so Thursday morning, I don't do anything Thursday morning. That's my weekly team meeting because we meet once a week, and that's very important to stay together and to talk about how our week's gone and to help each other out and to stay connected. And it's very important for you to stay connected with your group or people you're working with so that you're not left on your own. You've got someone to support you along the way. What was the other thing I was going to say about this too? oh yes, putting all these things down into your lifestyle makes it really easy for you to have something to say when you're being questioned by your friends and family. They're saying, oh, what are you doing? Well, every Tuesday from 8 till 9, I'm busy. And you don't have to explain what you're doing, just say I'm busy. If you're not happy with telling people what you're doing because you don't want to be, I don't know, people get embarrassed. They think other people are going to say, oh, that's stupid, what are you doing that for? So a lot of people like to say things like that. You can use this. You say, oh, no, this is a little part-time thing I've got going, and I'm working for a couple of hours, so I can do it another time. And people say, oh, have you got time? Sure, I've always got time. I'll have to check my diary and I'll get back to you. But you don't take up those times that you've allocated for the things that you do. You don't take up those times for your life and this new skill that you're learning. So I'm hoping this makes sense for everybody, and that you will fill out your sheet for a week. Now, I've always done mine for a week, but you can do it for 2 weeks, because sometimes people have things they do once a fortnight. You could do it for 2 weeks, or you could even get a calendar and do it for a whole month. For me, a weekly works better because I usually do the same things every week. But you must put your life into this, and you put down everything, even if you say, okay, on a Thursday night or on a Saturday afternoon, I like to go and catch up with my friends, my girlfriends or family or something. I usually do that on a Saturday night. Put the time in to do that and make sure you do it. Don't just say, oh, no, I'll do something else instead. Make sure you do that. You've allocated time for your family. Put it in there and make sure that you go and spend time with your family, because this way you'll feel more balanced and you'll be able to fit little things in. Something will come up and you'll say, oh, now I've got to do this, or I've got to watch this, or I've got to practice this. When can I do it? So you look at your plan here, and then you go, oh, look, I've got an hour here, or I've got 2 hours here. Oh, I could do this at night time after the kids are in bed. If you don't have children, you can say, after dinner I can do it. Instead of watching TV, I'll spend an hour working on my business. So I'm hoping that this makes sense, and that everybody will do the exercise and keep it. And then at the end of this 5 days, we'll talk about who's done this and how it's worked out. I like to see if you did it and if it worked, and if it didn't work, why didn't it work? Because I've taught this to a lot of people and it's been very beneficial for people. So yeah, I think that's about all I have for this. It's really about you doing the work and putting this into play here, so that you've got a visual piece of paper or a spreadsheet or however you want to do it, and it shows what you do every week in your life. And then you can fit your skills, your training, you're watching videos, you're marking up charts, all the little things that you need to do, you can put it into here. And I found too, by doing this, I don't do things that I don't need to do. I don't sit for hours on Facebook. If I think, okay, I allocate half an hour a day to put some things on Facebook or read some stuff, and I put a timer on. I go, okay, I've got half an hour, so I put the timer on, and then off I go and do all that. When the timer goes off, that's it, I'm done. So you can waste a lot of time scrolling through Facebook. And I found that doing these little tips have made it really easy for me to manage my time. So, guys, so with that being said, I don't know what time it is around the world. For everybody else, it might be a bad time for people, but I'm going to finish this now, and I'm going to stop the recording, and I'll put it in the group, and then people can see it, and hopefully they will do the exercise. I'm just going to stop sharing here. Okay, back here. So this is all new to me, this technology, so please bear with me. Trying to share screens and do all that stuff. So it's all very exciting and all new things to learn. And this is why I've decided to do this, because I struggled with it at the start, trying to make things work and get the screens up and do all that sort of thing. And I found it frustrating because I was trying to learn to trade and I had all this other stuff going on in the background. So I think I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people if they put these little things into place, and by the end of the week they'll have everything sorted out. So it's all going to work, and it'll make your trading experience much more fun. Tomorrow night I'm going to go through the TradingView platform. That's the one that you mark up your charts with on the internet, so it's free. Everybody can go and use it. So I'm going to share the screen and just go through, and I don't know everything on there, but just go through the things that we need to use to mark up our charts. So to show you where the tools are and what you can do on the screen. So we'll be doing that tomorrow night. So with that being said, I'll finish now, and thanks to Goza for being here. Appreciate it, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. Okay, thank you. Now I need to stop this.